I was seeing if they were perhaps not worried about it.
He's playing D&D right now. And so I did most of Raidfinder on my mage. And then I was like, I should really check to see if any of my characters have like a legendary drop off of Dashric to make sure that they run it. Not that they can't run it next week, and unlike a Torghast, which is only available this, for whatever. Turns out my shaman actually had something from the fracture chambers, something I don't really want to use, but it's always nice to be a collector of the memories. So yeah, that's fun. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. It's like 2:30. People are out. It doesn't look like it's rained much recently. Where'd my phone go? Shit. Okay, so was that shit I lost my phone? No, that was shit I have to go back out to where Aaron's at. Because I do try to keep quiet. Because my voice does tend to carry, and I tend to plack around on the keys on the keyboard. Like, I don't know why, but every single one of Aaron's microphones picks up my key things like someone is taking a keyboard and raking it across the ground. I don't know. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, everyone who does work is just like, oh, there's Aaron banging away at the keyboard. And I'm sitting here, like, across the room going, Aaron has barely typed this morning. It's me in Raidfinder. And I'm an arcane mage. I don't have to hit that many buttons. Should probably squish this down first. See if it crunch. Something Aaron and I did a long time ago. We got used to dumpsters. And with dumpsters, you just can throw any old bag in that's all full. And then here we have to get used to the fact that sometimes our trash bin, like this one, is bigger than that thing can hold. So it's a little bit awkward. Although it's relatively okay as long as we don't completely try to pack the thing. I'm going out for a little walk. Like I said, I'd be documenting the thing today, but according to the 24-hour precipitation, hour-by-hour thing, it's not happening till like 10 o'clock tonight. All right, had to navigate the dude basically cleaning out his car. This is what I walked up last time when they were sledding. This is technically a steep enough hill that I could utilize it for hill sprints. The problem is, this is meant to be decorative. So the ground surface is very, very loose. Plus there's not much dirt there. As one can see that it doesn't take too much of a traipsing to get down to the bare sand. What the hell is this? Definitely tell the strong wind that's coming from Germany. Everything is like, oh, 4, oh, 3. I'm like, yeah, Ost. It's coming out of the Ost. Out the Ost. So I'm probably going to put my hood up and go for a little bit of a walk. I don't know what we're doing for dinner, but as the snow stuff is not happening until later, we can't order in. But order what? It's always the marital problem unless you portion out all your meals. What's going to be quite fun is this whole shit's probably going to freeze over. Like, Monday I might be coming out just to see what happens, because it's going to get deeply freezing. And we had 1 day of snow and these things started to freeze over. They don't really go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. These are just slochas. So the ripples you see are just from the wind. There's no real flow to them. This is not going to freeze over. This has depth, and thus by having depth, it has global flow, I guess. Plus, you know, the boats are going to need to do their stuff. But there's too much water. There was actually a little pile up of boats here, like nothing wrecked, but there was still like, what's going on here? But it was like 10 o'clock this morning. And finally when Aaron was making bacon, I was like, well, finally that boat's moving, shit. And so, I mean, I'm out walking to get out because I'm probably going to be homebound for a bit. MMXI 2013. Really? Alright. Again, 2013, I think that's when that building was built. Whatever. So yeah, the idea is I'm getting out to walk because, well, let's see, I woke up at like 7:45. Weekends I let myself sleep in about 45 minutes. And then I got out yesterday's video, which I went out to Iber. Those were the stair-stepping things I was talking about yesterday. Yeah. So, I don't think I'm going to go to the locks because I'm okay right now, but you guys are probably getting a hell of a lot of wind. Like, because the wind is going that way, and if I go all the way that way to the locks and then turn around, my face is gonna die. But I was just realizing that, like, going down to Iber Strand and being there on the beach, it's relatively cold, you know, was calm yesterday, and that was like 4.5 kilometers. And I realized that to some people who live in other areas where you are limited to going 5 kilometers from your residence, if you primarily use a car, that's a big deal. To me, like, getting down to Iberstrand on a car would have taken me no time. Especially just cruising at like 30 kilometers an hour. I would have gotten there in like a 6 hour, yeah. I would have got there in 10 minutes. But I would have had no effort on that. However, going there on the bike, dealing with whatever wind there was, and having to actually put in effort to move my body rather than requiring an engine using actual anyways, 5 kilometers seemed like, you know, kind of an outer ring. And it was like, so the comment that was like, I don't know, I'm kind of focusing on this one because it's perplexed me. We'll get on to something else here in a second. So, okay, how do we get back? Oh. Anyways, so yeah, like 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers. It sounds like a lot to some people. Sounds like really. To me, it sounds like because I ride a bike and that's it. If I walked 5 kilometers, holy shit. I mean, that's typical walking speed is about 5 kilometers an hour. That's why, if in order to do one of those little charity 5Ks, you can do it in an hour if you casually walk. Most people do that. But when I do like a little island like this, or at least out to the thing and back, see, it's like I get about a 2 kilometer walk. So I'm like, 2, that's about a good walk distance. It's a bit stretchy, but you know, if I had to walk 1 kilometer to the store and back, I'd be like, oh, okay. Like 5 kilometers and back, that's kind of a stretch. But like, you know, and then your thing goes out on a car. So if you're used to a car, yeah, 5 kilometers seems restrictive. Also, bringing up other comments, so I can put both my hands in my pocket. Matt Peterborg. It dawned on me this morning while I was in the middle of Raid Finder, actually. I was just mindlessly DPSing as my arcane mage self does. Blast, 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 blast. Missiles, blast, blast, all that. Twitter. We're mutuals on Twitter, and I used to see your stuff a lot, but then it went away, and I don't know what happened. And I followed you, or I checked. I tried to avoid as much on Twitter as possible, but yeah, that's where I know it from.